10% of all the new cars sold in Iowa come from the Karl Auto Group. Our neighbors trust us to have the largest selection and the highest standards. To our current customers, thank you. And to our future customers, see for yourself why Karl drives Iowa.
Your dealer for life, it's the Karl way.
As a student athlete, life can be pretty demanding. Fortunately, I can always count on Fairway to help me refuel and bounce back. It's why this is right where I want to be. Fairway, your home court advantage.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cyclone Fanatic post-game show. I'm your host, Leah Nelson. I'm with Jake Brend today, and we hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. You're getting ready for New Year's Eve. Got any fun plans, Jake?
There's football on, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep, those are my plans.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's all I'm going to do.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Well, I think this was a good way to end 2025. Iowa State wins 80 against Houston. I don't know, I'm feeling good. I don't want people to be upset with this first question that I'm going to give you or kind of statement because, again, they won 80-62. But I feel like this is the second game that I've watched that Iowa State has started off a little slow. Or is it that the team that they're playing is just starting out really hot? What do you think?
No, I mean, it's always a little bit of both. I think Kansas, that game was way more about the Jayhawks playing up to their competition. They started off hot. Today, I felt like Iowa State played down to their competition early. I mean, they weren't executing. Houston, yes, they were making shots, but if Iowa State executed, this game would have been over immediately, and that just wasn't the case. And that's going to happen. I mean, it's New Year's Eve. This game tipped off at 1 o'clock on a weekday. You don't play that style of game that often. There's nobody there. Houston does not typically have a great fan base for any sport outside of men's basketball. So it had all the makings of a sleepy atmosphere, and they were still able to overcome that in the second half, pull away from Houston, but it was certainly them playing down to the competition level in the first half, I felt.
I also think Chelsea and I kind of chatted about this after the Kansas game. This is what we're going to see in Big 12 play because the teams that Iowa State are playing, they have nothing to lose. Iowa State has everything to lose. They can go in and just kind of play hot. And so that's kind of what we're going to see. And I think it's a good, indicator of the games that we're going to see in the future. But let's talk Jada Williams. She's usually the assist queen, and that's kind of like all that's, period. I mean, she did have 14 assists, but she kind of took control. You even tweeted it. She ended with 16 points. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Talk about just what Jada has been to Iowa State this season.
Yeah, all things considered, Iowa State, when they started slow, Audie started somewhat slow, not necessarily efficiency-wise. I don't think she'd missed any of her first 5 shots, but she just hadn't been shooting it a ton. Addie Brown was cold all day. The team kind of starts cold from the field, and it was Jada who really took over the game late in that first quarter into the second quarter. And then over the course of the game, 14 assists. That's incredible. Tommy Birch tweeted out this stat that her 14 assists are tied for the 4th best game in Iowa State single-game history. Wow. Emily Ryan did it twice. Ryan also holds the single-game mark of 17. It feels like it's just a matter of time.
I know.
As long as Jada, Addie, and Audie are playing together, it feels like whenever Jada gets the ball, she can have an assist if she wants. Like it's, hey, let's just make sure that it gets into Audie clean. That's going to be an assist. And I'm not degrading Jada in any way because she is an incredible playmaker in her own right. But when you've got Audie down low doing what she does, that's exactly what makes bringing in a player like Jada Williams so smart by Coach Fenley. Because not only is she a great passer, she's a smart passer, which is extremely important. She knows what to do. She knows that, hey, just because we've gone to Audie the last 5 possessions, if she still has single coverage, we can just do it again. That is the best play in the sport right now. And to Williams' credit, she continuously does that, and she also adds so many other areas. I think it's it's really cool to see a 16-14 game pop up in the stat sheet because Williams has been incredible all year long.
She's been so incredible, but I think a lot of players today stepped up. I mean, I know Audie finished with 30-something points, which seems crazy. But in the first half, we had 5 different players hit a three-pointer, which is insane because it's just like, what do other teams do? If you're a coach and you're trying to scout Iowa State and you're trying to figure out how to guard Audie, but then you see every single person on Iowa State making a three-pointer, what do you do? How do you even handle that?
I mean, it comes down to tough decisions. Like, do you make the decision, we are going to guard Crooks one-on-one, and we're going to try and lock everyone else up? Well, look what happens. Crooks goes for 35 points, 17 of 21 shooting, only goes to the line once. Like that, by her standards, she should be going to the line 10 times a game probably. So Crooks probably could have had 45. But to your point, these other players are pretty much exclusively everyone that comes in the game can shoot the ball. We haven't really seen it yet from Polk, but other than that, every role player, of course not Alyssa Williams being down low, but every other role player is capable of knocking down threes, and it truly is a pick your poison type of thing. Ariana Jackson, she's shooting almost 50%. Granted, it's in lower volume. I mean, Sydney Harris, she's been statistically the worst three-point shooter on the team so far this year. But we all know what she's capable of.
Right,
She's so streaky, and she was so hot down the stretch last year. You can't leave her open. You can't leave Kenzie Hare open. You can't leave anyone open. It makes it really tough to play basketball against the Cyclones, and it's fun to watch from our end.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I was having it, and even with them having a slower start, I was still having a great time because I just knew it was a matter of time before Iowa State started hitting shots and before we started seeing Audie Crooks cooking down low. Before my next question, I want to shout out our sponsors because we couldn't do it without them. Our presenting sponsor, Karl Auto Group. They are the best. Huge Cyclone fans, huge supporters of Cyclone Fanatic. We really, truly could not do it without Karl Auto Group and then our friends over at Fairway Meat and Grocery. I absolutely love Fairway. It's my place to go. You can get all of the most amazing things at Fairway Meat and Grocery, so make sure you all check them out. It's amazing. So Iowa State has a big game coming up on Sunday against Baylor. They're ranked currently 22. How does Iowa State go into this next game? Again, they've had a little bit of an easier start in the Big 12 with Kansas and Houston, but Baylor's going to bring the heat as we've seen it in the past. So what does Iowa State need to kind of figure out these next couple of days before they play Baylor?
You got to play better than you have the last two games, especially in the first half. You can't come out the way you did today against Houston and expect to win against Baylor on Sunday. It's going to be an electric crowd. I cannot wait. I'll be there. I don't anticipate a sleepy start like we saw today. And that's good news. But then there is still going to be the execution. Like big games, it makes shooting harder. You get a little more tense. We all know what Audie's going to do. Are the players that have been stepping up recently, making shots from behind the arc, are they going to do it again? That to me is the biggest key to beating Baylor. And when you look at the schedule, right now this is the only ranked game at Hilton the rest of the way. There's certainly a chance Oklahoma State, West Virginia are ranked by the time that they come to town. Those are probably the teams most likely to be in the top 25 by then. But as of right now, this is the biggest game at Hilton Coliseum the rest of the way. And if you want to win a Big 12 championship, you can't lose games like this because TCU is pretty dang good too. And if Baylor comes in and wins on your home court, then they've got the upper hand on you. So it's a massive game, and I know they're going to be ready. I know they probably didn't have the juice today to go out and make a statement. They're going to have the juice to go make a statement on Sunday, and it's going to be fun to watch.
How important is that game, not just for a Big 12 championship perspective, but come later in March when, it's the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, you need every marquee win you can have. And we've talked about it a little bit. The current state of the Big 12, there's just more bad teams than there used to be. And that's a byproduct of conference expansion. You go from you go from 10 teams to 16 teams. In the men's sports, at least in the men's game, you added some teams that are really strong in men's basketball. Arizona, BYU, Cincinnati traditionally. It hasn't really been the case so far in the women's game. Like the Utah schools aren't incredible. Colorado's solid, but like you lose Baylor, Texas, or not Baylor. You lose Texas, Oklahoma. There goes 2, 3, 4 chances at marquee wins come Selection Sunday. So this is super important where Iowa State's right now in the realm where they're looking to be a 2 or a 3 seed. A win over Baylor could certainly be the difference between those come March.
One last question. Do you have any New Year's resolutions for Iowa State fans, Iowa State sports, yourself as a fan?
Well, you should go watch the Daily Clone.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because I threw together 10. And Leah, I think you'll like my softball one. It was.
I know. I'm ready to watch it. What? Give us a little.
Do you want me
sneak
to?
peek.
Do you want me to spoil it?
I do. I don't like surprises.
I just said make the NCAA tournament. I know it sucks that Trice transferred. But other than that, they bring back so much of that lineup that was really young. I remember when I did the story over Jesse Clemens last year when I was at Local 5. And a lot of it was just like how they were young and didn't have a lot of expectations, and they overperformed, and they were a couple wins away from making the tournament last year. So I think this is the year to go do it. But that's my softball resolution. You want to hear one of the other resolutions?
I do.
This one involves the fans, the listeners.
That's what I was hoping you would get at.
Don't leave a single seat empty at Hilton Coliseum this winter.
Period.
The teams are the basketball teams are combined 27-0 right now.
It's insane.
What else are you gonna do? There's no snow on the ground. Can't go sledding. Go to Hilton Coliseum, get your butts in the seat, and support the Cyclones. I have no doubt that's gonna be the case Sunday against Baylor. That's gonna be the case for almost all the big men's games. But it's when Central Florida comes to town. It's when BYU or whatever lower level team in the conference, that's when you got to show up. You got to avoid those sleepy crowds and give these teams the crowd that they deserve, because it's pretty special what is going on right now in Ames, Iowa. There's not a lot of programs that can say that they're undefeated on New Year's Eve.
That's what I'm talking about.
In both
It's crazy.
sports.
Yes. Love it. Jake, thank you, as always. That was such a great way to end the show. Shout out to Aiden for producing. Shout out to all of you guys for listening, and happy New Year's Eve. Be safe out there. Shout out to our sponsors, Karl Auto Group, Fairway Meat and Grocery, and make sure you tune back in on Sunday as Iowa State women's basketball takes on Baylor.